what I thought would be cool would be just to kind of look up some Facebook articles and kind of look at like, what are Broncos going for? Now, these aren't Broncos that have sold. This is someone who's saying, hey, will you buy my Bronco for this much? But I thought that would be fun to just kind of look through them and see. So let's start at the top. 5th generation Ford Bronco here. So this one isn't the top end of a 5th generation, but I thought, man, this is actually a really nice Bronco. $6,700. I think it has a 6-cylinder engine, or it says a 1.8 liter. So it's not the V8. It's a manual transmission, all blue,
white top,
white top, but really decent condition.
Really good.
Yeah. For $6,700, like someone near, Logan, Utah needs to go pick this up.
Yeah. It's funny. So we were talking about how you compare full-size prices to early, and there's all these different tiers of an early Bronco, but we feel like there's maybe 3 tiers to a full-size Bronco, and they're like me, someone that is under $4,000 that bought a Bronco, and I really wanted a 78, 79, and that was about the cheapest I could find. And then there's this running driving category, and this truck falls into that, and it could be anywhere from $6,000 to $15,000. And there are all kinds of full-size Broncos in that price range that you could literally drive home.
Yeah. 2nd generation is more expensive than the 3rd generation. 3rd generation is more expensive than 4th and 5th. So it kind of drops. Although I'd say 4th generation is probably the least expensive. So it probably goes 2nd gen, 3rd gen, 5th gen, then 4th gen. Like, kind of in prices as they get lower and lower. But yeah, I thought this was a great one and really clean. You know, the dash needs some work. The seats have some stains on it. Oh, look, this is a front front bench seat.
Oh, it's a split bench.
Oh.
The bench flips forward at an angle, kind of like a 50s car.
Yeah.
So you can climb into the back. But what's cool is all of these Broncos do 2 things. The roof comes off, which is crazy cool.
Yep.
And the rear window is electric and goes up and down. So you might think, oh, the 4Runner had that first. No, the full-size Bronco had it first.
Yeah, for sure. All right, moving on. Let's go to a little bit more expensive Bronco. This is a super cool one, a 1992 Ford Bronco Night Edition. So this is $13,500. So I would say this is the upper price range of what you would want for a Generation 5 Bronco. Like, I wouldn't go too much higher than this.
Is it a night edition because it's all blacked out?
Well, the Night Edition actually originally had a purple stripe it was all blacked out and then had a pink purple stripe that went down the side of it. This apparently it looks like.
Oh, and the bumpers are black.
Yeah. So this one looks like this Bronco has been repainted in the past couple of years. New black carpet, dark charcoal leather captain's chairs.
Leather.
Very cool. This one's 5.8, so it's a 351 Windsor. But I mean, this thing is it looks so clean. Really nice for a Gen 5. Like, I think it's in great condition. Like this, I feel like is a great buy.
Yeah, there really isn't anything to do to this truck. It's $15,000, but even the tires are new.
Yeah.
And the wheels look nice. I mean, it's been really well kept.
So this is one that I saw and it's almost $20,000, but it was really nice. Now, again, I picked some of the higher end of the spectrum and 20,000. I don't think this one will bring 20,000. But when I was looking at it, I was like, man, like it looks like it has a brand new paint job. It looks like, most of the chrome is in really good shape. It doesn't have any body damage, doesn't have, any rust spots. Looks like it's been really, really well maintained. And even the interior, man, like it has the nice leather, and I forget what it is. I think is it the Eddie Bauer seats that have the colored trees that are in the back of the seat cushion there. But yeah, I mean, just everything about.
Is that what that is?
I think so. I think those are Eddie Bauer seats.
Definitely Eddie Bauer color interior. It's that kind of light peanut butter tan.
Yeah. And I mean, this thing just looks so nice.
And this one
so
is
well kept.
how much?
20,000.
Yeah, you know what though? The paint's beautiful. It's like candy apple red with this tan interior. It's lifted. I mean, he's got 20 grand in it.
Yeah,
probably.
Oh, 100%.
But yeah, no, that's a really nice truck.
Yeah. And again, there's a 351 5.8 EFI, stock EFI.
And like I said, it's lifted. It's got this cool off-road look. It has a light bar across the top, which is neat. Yeah, that's a good looking truck.
Super clean. Yeah. Okay. Again, on the higher end, I found a third gen for 20,000. This is a 1984. Now this guy's actually stroked I think 302 or 351 to 302 to 347. So it's a 347 stroker. Definitely done some major upgrades to it. But I mean,
is this your color combination?
Yeah, this is the one that I want. This is the color combo that I want. I want a third gen just like this one.
Man, look at that red interior.
Yeah, I mean, it's
got the what looks like the captain chair. It's got like the plaid. It's not plaid.
There's
stripes that go across the seat from left to right and all the way up the back.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that wood dash.
The wood. I mean, it just looks so awesome.
The wood that's not wood.
Yeah, the faux wood. I mean, it's on the doors and like I can't tell. It looks like there's a sunroof.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Doesn't look probably not stock on that one. But yeah, again, just
I don't know. I don't know if they did sunroofs.
I don't think so. But yeah, I mean, I think we've looked at ones in the past that were on the lower end and kind of looked pretty junky and like, oh yeah, you could do all this work. But I wanted to pick some that were like, you get in this and drive it, Mm-hmm. And what was interesting was, like that 20,000 range is kind of the top end of the full size, or not second gen, third, fourth, fifth gen market. I wouldn't necessarily pay that. I think that's a little high to pay. But it was interesting just looking at those. And then I found a really cool one. So moving on, I saw this and I thought, man, this is super cool. We need to talk about this. It's a B150 from Mexico. So this wasn't
Mexico.
Yeah, this wasn't available in America, but it was basically a Bronco, but it was like a F-150 long bed version of the Bronco. So
look at that.
Still has the removable hardtop, and it's like, it's such an interesting. So there's a 1981
bump in the roof.
Yep.
It's got like a square window behind the driver window.
Yeah,
it almost looks like a conversion van kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then it's got a giant last window on the side of the truck.
I mean, it almost is like just a F-150 with an extended cab and a truck bed, but it's open inside.
Oh,
yeah.
Let's look at some pictures of the inside. I was still looking at the outside.
Go to the picture of the other door, or the passenger side. There's a door.
Wait, there wasn't on the one side?
No, there's not one on the driver's side.
It's a 3-door.
Yes. Like,
oh, that's crazy.
This thing is so interesting. Now, it just sold like this morning. It's only been listed 22 hours.
What do you think it brought?
I mean, they asked 24,000 for it. I don't know if it got close to
the rear
that.
axle is way forward in the wheel well, which is a little weird.
Yes.
Like, I'm not sure what that means.
But I mean,
and it's got, look at the back doors. It's got barn doors in the back.
It's like ambulance doors. Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
This is probably a hearse.
Yeah, totally. But it's got a back seat. You can see.
It's got a bench seat in the front.
Uh-huh.
And some weirdness going on in the dashboard.
and then like kind of a bench seat in the, I mean, it's a van. Like, cause look at that. It's raised behind the front seats.
Oh, and it's a walkthrough. There's no flip forward middle seat. You just, and look, there's no high, they're low back seats.
Yeah. Like I just thought, man, there's such an interesting Bronco, or not Bronco,
custom B something.
B150. Yeah.
And it's a manual. This leads us to the next thing is a Centurion.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Which is 100 Broncos. The Centurion is so cool. Mark has one.
Wow.
And whoever made them, they did such a good job. It looks like a Suburban or a Expedition. I mean, they did such a good job on those, but they were made not at Ford. They were made at another company. You can see on all Centurions, if you look on the roof where they seam the metal together, the truck's flexed so much that it all cracked. There's always a crack across there. So you'd almost have to redo that whole joint, but they are becoming super popular. Didn't you just see one in Brentwood not long ago?
Yeah, there was one for sale. I mean, it was pretty bad, pretty rough condition, but yeah, right here in Brentwood.
And do you remember how much it was?
I don't.
Was it $8,000?
Somewhere around there, yeah. More than I thought it would be for. Like, it was like, whoa,
based
that's really high. Yeah. Like, I don't know if it even had an engine. All the interior was like ripped out, and just kind of thrown in the back.
Centurions, though, I just found out from talking to Spencer that they were almost all two-wheel drive. So to find a four-wheel drive Centurion is really rare.
Interesting.